What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning into another edition of On the Road to Victory. I am your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all enjoying this beautiful FM Friday. Oh, my Lord, it is a hot one. Just got done. Of course, I am the lawnmower man now. Just get to do so many effing lawns, but getting some sun, so don't look like powder anymore. But I hope you're all enjoying your day, enjoying getting off work. Got done early today, so I was out at it with the lawnmower, the weed whacker going crazy today. But look, summertime is almost here. We know that the Eagles are getting ready. We've seen some of the guys at the voluntary mini camps doing things at the rookie camps. OTAs are about to begin. All these things, some excitement in the air. Now, look, we've got a long ways to go. So we're going to do our best to get through this. But I appreciate you taking the time. Fan Friday will continue throughout the all season. It will be a time for us to, have like a weekly recap as usual. Talk about the things that have happened this week in case you missed anything. I can direct you to any of those videos you would like to see, but this is your show tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So any questions, any comments, anything that is on your mind, please feel free to leave it down below. Love to hear what's on your mind. We had an intriguing week so far. We added a certain player in tight end Dan Arnold, and then we signed two of our draft picks. So we saw the cap space move around. I always keep you up to date with that. So you can always check that Show Me the Money playlist. There will always be all of those videos there. But currently, we have about $14.6 million in cap space with Steen, Sidney Brown, and Dan Arnold on the books now. And in that video yesterday, I believe it was, we talked about, obviously, once Nolan Smith is signed, how that money will look. And it's the same thing we've been talking about here, because I told you I know the money, so I'm able to show you before it happens. But once it does happen, Nolan Smith, once he goes on the books, it will be $13.4 million. If you're wondering why 2.18 only takes off about 1.2 million, go check out that video from yesterday. You can see how that stuff works out. But look, Dan Arnold, I think, was a good addition. We talked about needing some competition in the tight end room. And, obviously we're going to continue signing our draft picks. One left, Nolan Smith, that will affect that salary cap. So all season's going as planned, man. And, if they want to add anyone, you've seen all kinds of things like, the Eagles are signing Leonard Floyd, Miles Jack, all kinds of different things. And if they want to do that, they can easily do that. If they want to trade for someone like Budda Baker, Patrick Queen, we can easily do that as well. And there's a video on that stuff, the top 35 names that the Eagles could trade for. Every name you guys have asked me about, I threw on that show. So hopefully you were able to get to that video. And even if the Eagles cap changed just a little bit because of the rookies and because of Dan Arnold here, we still have the money. The point of that show is to show you the contracts of all of those players and show you how their money works and how the Eagles would be possibly able to trade for some of those people. So if you're somebody who has those questions on your mind, you want to know about trading for those people, the answer is yes, we can. If you want to see exactly how the numbers work, there is a video. It is under Show Me the Money, and you will see all of their contracts. But trying to keep you up to date, get you excited. And, this past week, we also talked about this schedule. And that is something, look, there's a tough stretch or two in there. There's definitely some tough games. And, starting off the season, 2 games in 4 days. Hey, let's go, baby. I'm all about it. Well, 5, I guess. But look, for me, this Eagles team is going to come ready. They're hungry. Jalen Hurts is only going to continue to get better. Brian Johnson, Sean Desai as the coordinators. I'm very excited to see what they do. But I think that this team, look, it's a intriguing schedule. But I went through, broke it all down, each single opponent. We talked about what they've done this all season, from their additions to the losses to the draft picks, all of that stuff. So I'll show you one of them. Just click. So we got week 2 here. You can see, shows you the time, the date, where it's at, their record from last year. Just some light information, about these teams going into this season. And as we go against these guys each week, I will be breaking it down, what they look like. We'll show their depth chart like I do for the Eagles each week. We'll talk about their injury reports. I'll keep you up to date with all this stuff, but just giving you a little feel for how this stuff goes. And, we broke down every single one. So from the Dolphins to the Vikings to even that run you go on after the bye, where you've got the Chiefs and then the Bills and the Niners. So there was a lot of content in there. If you guys checked that out, hope you enjoyed it. But if you haven't, and you do, let me know how you feel about it, what you think the Eagles score, the scores on those games, the predictions on those games, whatever is on your mind. Love to hear it, but excited about it. So, yeah, week one, we will destroy. That was what I talked about during that show. I think we're going to handle them, and it'll be great because Tom Brady getting his little celebration there. Oh, we're going to go into their house, punch them right in the mouth, ruin that celebration, and it will be truly joyous. And as I talked about, definitely think we could go undefeated into the bye. I broke down during that show. I think this team is going to be better than it was last year. I think it could be a 15-win team. And, maybe if you're completely healthy and, the football gods are on our side, you could be the first undefeated team, go win the Super Bowl. That'd be fantastic. But we all know it's the NFL. Anything could happen, and you do have some very tough stretches in there. So definitely some games that could be lost. But if you look back to last year in the regular season, Jalen Hurts was 14-1. And, I think that even in that game that we lost, he could have won that one. But this kid's only going to get better. And I think it's much different this offseason trying to get people to believe in that. Obviously a lot of slack last year, but I think people will see what I was talking about, the last 2 years. So people are on board with Jalen Hurts. I just think they need to realize he's still very young and he's going to get better. So, man, this team, it's going to get better. We're going to win the Super Bowl this year, and I'm going to continue saying that. I don't care. I'm just confident. I'm not a homer. Just like I said, we'd be in the Super Bowl last year. I'm saying we're winning it this year. That's just my thoughts. But yo, my man, Justin, appreciate you, dude. And look, this one is no education here. This is Fan Friday. So whatever is on your guys' minds. But I enjoyed that comment that you threw in there, saying it along with me. I always appreciate you guys throwing that in there at the end of the show. And even when you're watching it later, I love seeing those comments a day or two later. And let's go Birds, baby. I'm always all about it. So, look, we broke down, Steen and Sidney Brown and Dan Arnold, what they did to the money. We talked about the schedule here. Sean Desai was the week before that. But, I've talked extensively about how I feel about that Vic Fangio defense. Got a lot of heat the last couple of years because I love this defense. But I'm just a big fan, and I like breaking sack records. I like being number one against the pass. Now, I just need to see some adjustments. I need to see certain things that happened last year that I did not enjoy. So, let's go into this season with Sean Desai, building on what we learned and the pieces we have here. And we talk about those odd fronts you're going to see. You'll see some even as well, but you're going to see predominantly odd fronts like we did the last couple of years. So still running that, odd front defense. People call it 3-4, but a lot of times it's more 5-2. So you'll see that in graphic form. I have been working on that show, and I'm hopeful to put it out tomorrow, but had to do this show early tonight. Got a bunch going on this weekend, so going to try to get it out tomorrow. If not, it will be Sunday. But, oh, my God, just breaking down all the different schemes and things that you're going to see, like how things work on a defense, what certain titles mean, what is a Mike, what is a Jack, a Will, a Sam, all the things I say. And I try to talk about them every show, but I don't want to get repetitive. So, I mean, if you don't ever understand what I'm saying, just ask away. I have no issues answering your questions, but I'm going to show you what has been going on the last couple of years and why I think it's a little closer to what Vic Fangio did. Jonathan Gannon had his own kind of thing going on, but they come from the same tree, the same ideas. So I love what's going on here. I think he's going to be better than Jonathan Gannon. So I can't wait to break this defense down for you this weekend, just like we did last year. In graphic form where you can see where they're lining up, how it's a 3-4, how it's a 5-2, how you got 4-2 nickel, all of those things. I am going to show you each and every one, and I have them color coded again. So you can see who the guys are considered linemen, linebackers, how a scheme can change. You go from 3-4 to 5-2. These guys just put their hands in the dirt, playing different techniques. So I think, it's all pretty basic stuff I've explained over the last couple of years, but for anybody who's missed it, anybody who's wondering, I am going to break it down into detail again. And this time, it's going to be even better. I'm pretty damn excited about this defense. I think, we could break that sack record. I love the pieces we added. So I'm pretty damn excited about this team. I am not going to lie to you. Only two people that was Team Hurts was you and LB, both you. Hey, man. And I know LB, when he joined the board last year, I was very grateful for that too, because, I was just trying to convince people, like, what it's like out here. And I know he was just saying, about trading for some of those other guys. And I know that was the end thing to do. But for me, it was, I'm going to go out and get his trainer. I'm going to get his chef. I'm going to get people on board. So when I saw LB get on board, that That's what I knew the rest of the fans would hopefully follow. So that's my dude right there. But I was holding it down the best I could until anybody else joined me. But bro, it was a tough last few years here. And bringing on his trainer and chef and having them explain what it was like being around him, when he wakes up, what he's eating, how serious this dude is about winning in life at everything. And dude, like the excitement for me a couple years ago before his first year as a starter was, dude, the things they were saying about, just the work ethic and everything. We knew that, but hearing him say like that part where Deshaun Watson, they were talking about trading for him because everybody was saying that, and he wanted to change the channel, and Jalen was like, no, leave it on. Like that right there for me, I was like, oh, this dude's serious. And he talked about just watching tape nonstop and watching tape of greats like Randall Cunningham, Donovan McNabb, Michael Vick in this Eagles offense. And I loved hearing all that. And, I just wanted to believe in the kid. But the one thing was he did not have the same system since high school. So I try to get that across to people that they're going to now teach him a lot of fundamentals. And once that first year happened, it was like, yo, I definitely believe in this kid. I think he's going to develop into something great. And you guys saw all of the hatred I got for that. But, then when LB came on that year and everybody else started jumping on, it was like, thank you, God. When we obviously started winning in the season, then most everybody else was on board. But it was like, bro, this is exactly what I was trying to talk about here when I broke down into detail with his trainer, his chef, and those guys, bro, I became friends with them and they're pretty awesome. And just the stories, the things like just when they're at like the cookouts, the family, like when I get that kind of information, like I laugh my ass off. And I wish I could tell you some of the stories, some of the things, but it's like, bro, it was clear to me that this dude and I stood tall. You guys saw all of the hate I was getting. And hey, that's fine because I think we all know who knew what they were talking about there. But I appreciate that, man. And if you were, that's awesome. I was definitely the Lone Ranger for a while there. I was asking for anybody. So maybe you were hiding in the corner there, but you're here now. That's all that matters. And the same goes for everybody else out there. Look, a lot of people doubted him. That's fine. Who cares? Brush it off. We all make mistakes. Get on board. Let's effing ride. The only thing I don't do is when the people try to tell me that said that, it's like, look, man, I just don't, take what you have to say about football seriously because Jalen Hurts clearly had the skill set. He had all the things that just needed to be worked on. So to me, it was laughable when all those people came at me for trying to say that he would develop, putting the Josh Allen picture there, how people lost their minds. What was that, like 2.5 years ago? And I made that. And it's like, hey, man, just trying to help out, do what I can. And look, what they were saying, how fire Howie Roseman, fire Nick Sirianni at the same time. So it was caught a lot of that hate. But hey, man, appreciate you guys being there with me. I know a lot of you definitely have my back, so I appreciate you. Appreciate all of you who were tagging people, calling them out, tagging me, letting me know, these people are out here trying it, and it's we're not going to do that. So this was a fun past couple of years, but I'm looking more toward this year because now everybody's on board. We're not talking about Trent, Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson, Jimmy G. They're actually on board with Jalen Hurts. That's all I ask, and thank God we're here. Let's go. But look, one thing I talked about was it's a tough schedule, but that's what builds a championship team. So it's the NFL. Every game is going to be tough. For me, I think I'm not worried about anybody on this schedule. We can beat them all. So just like I said last year, I think we can steamroll people. And I feel even more confident this year. So, yeah, I really think that you'll have time, to see some of these young guys in the first few weeks make their mistakes, and that's fine. And we'll learn, and people will be saying, cut them, trade them, how it goes. But we'll know that, hey, man, they're learning new schemes, learning new things, and we're going to grow and build on the things we learned the last couple of years with a lot of the same offensive and defensive principles going on here. So, to me, I'm very confident that this team, they're going to get it together sooner rather than later, and they're going to come out and punch people right in the face. So I'm all about it. So no doubt, my man. And, got a lot of heat for that, but that's okay, dude. I do not mind it. What I do mind is like all those people. It's like, oh, now I'm a jerk because I was right. It's like, no, dude, I just know what I'm talking about and tried to break it down into detail. And I remember when his mom commented on one of my videos, I was like, oh, hell yeah, dude. So when Pamela Hurts comes in, and that was like 2 years ago when I was all alone and then he can't develop. He just have an arm. Bro. It was like, all right, dude. So you don't know football. That's fine. And dude, you guys saw, I just kept combating it left and right and doing everything I possibly could to keep pushing the truth. And you remember not this past season, but the season before that, when everyone would boo Jalen, like every time I was at the link, and I would always be making live videos of me just screaming, "Let's go!" over top of everyone. Like, I do not care about these new whiny ass fans. Like, bro, we bleed green in these parts, dude, and we don't turn our back just because we're losing. I know a lot of people are like Cowboys fans in that manner, but not me, baby. That's always bleed green. It's what is it? Win, lose, or tie, I'll bleed green until I die. And that is the most true statement I've ever heard in my life. And that's just the way I am, man. I stay true to what I believe in anything in life. And I think that, the Eagles, they're just, being part of the best fan base ever is just truly something special. And it's like, I take pride in being part of that in my 37 years of existence, helping to get that name. And the new fans that came along when we won the Super Bowl, they obviously want to taint that, but it's like, no. You guys can go fire yourselves. We're not firing Howie. We're not trading Jalen Hurts. We're not firing Nick Sirianni. And then we're in the Super Bowl that year. And it's like, whoa. Talk about being way off. Wow. That's it's pretty bad. And I don't know how people still listen to those people that claim to be experts. But hey, that is everybody's own choice. We all like what we like. So no doubt, man. But I still see them going. We don't have cap space. I took them to the woodshed again this offseason. It wasn't very hard this time. It was like, all right, man, you guys just don't know what you're talking about. I saw that one who takes all of my cap work. He said something about like, I am the man or something like that. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to need you to start getting stuff right. And just posted all the dumb shit he said and all the things I've tried to teach him about the defense and how we would be in the Super Bowl last year. And it was the funniest thing because, well, he didn't say anything back. And it's like, hey, man, I'm just trying to find out if you were the man. And, oh, what happened? Oh, Lord. But, dude, this Eagles team, let them keep sleeping on us, man. I don't give a damn. They slept on us last year, and I laughed in their faces and told them all we'd be in the Super Bowl. And then, well, they slopped up the field for the Chiefs, did what they had to do. But this year, we got to go in, bring our A game, and just whatever, man. We got to bring our raincoats, whatever you got to do. I'm ready to win this effing game. Saw him first play. You can see play for him. That's what I knew. No doubt, man. And, hey, I wish you would have been around during those times because it was tough. Because every time I just tried to, like, say something positive, it was, F you, man. You don't know football. And I was like, bro, I'm just literally trying to teach you how it works. And people get mad about that. It's like, yeah, but I was listening to WIP and this caller told me. And it's like, yeah, but dude, that's another person that doesn't understand football. So it's like, I understand the mentality of people want to speak on the level that other people are on. And it's like, that's fine, man. But like, don't claim to know what you're talking about. You know what I mean? So it was tough, man. But I'm glad you guys have been finding me. And look, we're almost at 2,000 here. I don't know why YouTube hates me, does not put me in the algorithm. Maybe you guys hate me. I don't know, but I do my best. And you see all the top content creators. You see the media people finally taking my work, finally learning how the cap works. And that's all I've ever asked for these few years. So it just was tough doing it alone. But now all of you are finding me. You guys have nothing but kind words and praise, and you've been nothing but supportive, tagging me, sharing my stuff. I really cannot thank you enough. So I love all of you guys. I wanted to make this one, though. This is a quick one. And yeah, that would be an understatement. It was like when the Trump virus came and everyone listened to the government and told them, spread the virus and kill oh, man. I was like, and anyone who knows me, I've been a nut job ever since they gave me the book 1984 when I was in 9th grade. And I just literally for 20 plus years have always been very in tune with what's going on with my body, what they're trying to do to me. And, people are always very trustworthy of the government. Always, hey, look, they've always got my best interest. And I saw what happened to my father, myself, when I got sick. And I can assure you they do not care. And unless you got a lot of money. But yeah, man, that's why I started this. I was literally on my deathbed. They were going to let me die. I fought. I lived. And I created this on the road to victory because that's what it's all about, man. And I was tired of hearing misinformation. I was tired of hearing dumb shit and everybody just repeating it. So that's where we are. And in my 5 years, I've not seen one reporter, expert, or anyone even closely hold a candle to everything I do. I mean, 5 years in a row of predicting who we would draft. Called this first Super Bowl, called us making the Super Bowl last year. I think I know what I'm doing. So not to toot my own horn, but those people, I just got tired of it. I'm tired of entitled people running the show just because they've been handed everything. Apparently they know everything. No thanks, dude. And you can see how little that they know. And when they saw a black quarterback in Jalen Hurts, they said instantly, nope, can't develop. He sucks. He's a thug. ESP started writing up an article, his gang ties. bro, they were going nuts. I remember last year in training camp or whatever it was that they were saying he can't, hit a barn. He was horrible. His accuracy was off. We're trading him. He was getting sacked by ghosts. And then I got invited to that closed practice, and I went and actually talked about what was happening and how great he looked, how developed. And that's when I, made my Super Bowl prediction and talked about how great this defense would be. We'd be, one of the best, be the best against the pass. And we did all those things. So it's like, all right, man, they might be experts with the passes, but I think we all know who knew what they were talking about the last 5 years I've been doing this. So, look, man, and that's what this is all about. I'm here for you guys. And you guys have been here. And I know some of you just, started tuning in and everything. But for me, you guys helped me when I was really sick. And I got my issues. But, dude, I can't do this stuff without you. So I love all of you. And I just try to give you the information I find useful, that I have found useful since I was a kid, that none of the media ever knew. They always talked about cap, but never knew how it worked. And it was like, well, that's weird. Why would you say you know about the cap space if you don't know how it works? But so I figured it out as a child. And now I've always been like this. So now I'm trying to get that information out. If you guys ever have anything on your mind or want to learn about something or know about something, there's probably already a video on it, or I can make one on it, try to help you out. But this defensive one coming up this weekend, I think that should be very, very helpful as well. So hopefully you enjoy that. But that's what I try to do around here. And then shows like today, it's just, for you guys to have fun. We sit here, shoot the shit. And look, man, this is a family here. You guys are awesome. And I love all of you. Any remaining free agents, you think? Yannick Ngakoue. No, I love our edge rushers. And, we actually got Derek Barnett back. So we've got everyone we had last year. You drafted Nolan Smith. So for me, I love what we have at edge rusher. I know people talk about linebacker and safety. I like Nolan Smith playing a little bit of off ball with Nicholas Morrow and Nakobe Dean. So, I mean, if you want to trade for Patrick Queen or there's a Miles Jack on the side or something, all right, whatever. Safety, you want to trade for a Budda Baker, that's fine. But I really believe in Reed Blankenship, Terrell Edmonds. And the reason I wanted us to draft Sidney Brown so badly was because I truly think he is a missing link in this defense, as is going to be a key contributor. So I feel very comfortable about this team. The one thing I've talked about, though, is kick returner. I think that, Britton Covey, people were definitely sleeping on him. You got to watch the blocking there on a lot of those returns. He does well. A lot of people on that special teams unit did not. Now, I think for me, you grow there, but if someone can beat him out, can kick return and punt return, fine. But the problem is Britton Covey does not kick return. He only punt returns. So, Bustin Scott, okay. Joseph Nada, maybe. You brought in Charleston Rambo. He's done it a few times. So maybe one of these young guys steps it up in camp here, and you've got yourself a returner. If not, maybe you trade for a Cordero Patterson. Maybe you sign somebody. Maybe, what is Andre Roberts still out there? I mean, I know he's like 38 at this point, but dude, I think you could definitely improve if you wanted to. But at this moment right now, I still feel like this unit, this depth we have, I still think they're a Super Bowl contender. But if you want to go above and beyond and be like, let's ensure that, let's go get a Budda Baker, let's go get a Patrick Queen, I'm not against that in any way, shape, or form. And you guys saw the videos, the last couple of days talking about the cap space, and yesterday's, we're going to have $13.45 million after we sign our final rookie that will affect the cap, and that's Nolan Smith. So, look, we've got plenty of money, and if you missed that trade show, go check it out. It is all those people's money. And if you missed the free agency show, there was also a playlist for the free agents, and there was one recently a couple weeks ago where, or maybe it was just a week ago, honestly, where it was the best available. And I think there was 117 guys in there, so you can go check that out, and that's every position out there. So trying to do my best to give you as much content as I possibly can throughout this offseason, because, look, I know it's tough times. I know. And OTAs are coming in a few weeks here, or a couple weeks, actually. And I think there's definitely going to be some excitement. I know people will get upset. I don't want to see practice stuff. Look, if you hate the Eagles, this is not the spot for you, because I will be showing everything Eagles. I want it all. I need it all. I live and breathe Philadelphia Eagles. So just the way it is. So anything that happens, whatever's going on throughout the days, once they have OTAs, I'll give you recaps on that, bring whatever graphics or videos I can with. I will definitely do all I can to keep you up to date. And we'll do fun shows like this weekend. I'm hoping for tomorrow, but if not Sunday, but that's one where just you're going to learn the defense. You're going to see what it looks like. Oh, that's what he means by 3-4 changing into a 5-2, where these guys are moving, how you're changing into a nickel, what is over, what is under, what the hell is a jack? What is so all those things I just randomly say, and you're probably like, what is this guy smoking? I'll explain what the hell I'm talking about. So, yeah, but I'm going to get rolling out here in a couple of minutes. If you guys have any final questions, any thoughts on your mind, feel free to leave them down below. But again, sorry, I had to make this one early tonight. Wanted to get this out there, give you an opportunity to talk. Got some family things going on tonight and this weekend. So I'm going to be like literally like, oh, I got to go to the bathroom. Like, creating graphics for tomorrow's show and stuff. Like you know me, I'm a nut job. So I will be doing everything I can to get that show out to you as soon as I possibly can. But yeah, Howie's never done, man. And that is the one thing people were confused about when saying fire him last season. No. But yeah, Barnett, yeah, he's defensive end 3. So that doesn't really mind. I don't really care. Covey has some wiggle, but does some pretty easily bad blocking. Makes him. Yeah, he was one of the best punt returners in the league last season, actually. I think he was like number 3 or something in averages. So yeah, he was actually really good. Devin Allen could step up wide receiver 5 and the kick returner. Well, I wish he could, but he does not return the ball. So I know a lot of people were told by the media that he was going to be the kick returner last year, but he has not returned a ball in 10 years. There was a kid that got mad at me last year because he said the only way the Eagles win the Super Bowl is if we put Devin Allen a kick returner. And I said, look, man, the guy's not been on the roster the entire year. I'm not sure the best idea is to get a guy off the practice squad, put him as your kick returner when he hasn't returned the ball in 10 years. And when he did 10 years ago, it was, I think, 8 times. That's how many times he did it in college. So they didn't like him back there. I know he's got Olympic speed and hurdling, but that doesn't always mean everything. So last year I was hopeful, maybe give him a shot and see what he looks like, but they did not like what they saw. So he didn't really do any work, but I talked about this for the last couple of months. Every time someone asks me this, look, get him back there, return some effing kicks, find your way onto this roster, because if not, you're not going to be on this roster. So he's got to find a way to push out Britton Covey. And when I had Covey over him last year, it was because of that point. The fact that Covey actually returns a ball and punt returner, not kick returner, but at least something, right? So maybe you give him a shot back there, but they brought in Rambo. Like I said, I know Nada has had some return, but Boston Scott, you got there. Okay. Tyree Cleveland. So slim pickings there. But hey, I would try Devin Allen out there. Why the hell not, man? Why the hell not? So, yeah, I have Legatron making it over Sipos. I really hope he does. I mean, that has to be the case. I feel very strongly about, as much as, the Chiefs fans that were the field crew wetting the field to help the Chiefs during the Super Bowl, or the refs, whatever you want to be mad about. I think to me, the biggest thing that pissed me off was Aaron Sipos shanking that punt, allowing Kadarius Toney to take it down to the 1, because the punt team's going left. He punts it to the right. Yeah, you can clearly see it was his fault. And, oh, man, does that make me very pissed off when I think about that play. So, yeah, Legatron, go ahead and take that effing job, please, and thank you. But ladies and gentlemen, I got to get rolling out here. If you have any further questions, you want to keep this show going, you want to continue the conversations, all you have to do is, when I'm done, the broadcast is ended, you go back in, you comment on this video as soon as I see it. We'll continue talking birds. This show is for you. So I know a lot of you guys say like, oh, damn it, I missed it, this, that, dude, I totally get it. We all have very busy schedules and, with a family and, dude, everything else going on. It's very hard to fit these in. So I do my best. But if you guys ever feel like, you have more you want to know, or just want somebody to talk to, feel free to reach out. Feel free to comment. I am always down to talk some birds. So you're watching this later, you see this, let me know. But I wish he would return the ball, but it doesn't seem like he's too good at it, I guess. But yeah, man, I will continue doing my predictions, all that stuff. I'm not going to change now, dude. I will continue breaking all of that stuff down, just like every single year. But if you guys, obviously, I do everything and then some. So if you're wondering where all these content creators get all this information, you'll start learning where it all comes from. I will break down if you guys saw, I already did the position by position breakdown. You'll hear my thoughts on those. Go check that out. You will hear every single thought that I have throughout this offseason on who I think will make the team and that great stuff. But we'll have one cut down. That has changed this season. So you'll see how I do things here, but we'll just have one show about that instead of going in intervals. So we'll have that one show breaking down who I think makes the roster. But as I've already told you, you guys have seen my depth chart now, so that kind of gives you an idea of what's going on here. But for me, dude, excitement to be had, because I have lots of content lined up for you throughout this entire off season. And it's all the same as the last few years. So if you're wondering what you're going to get here, go back and you can see that I make daily videos breaking down everything you would ever need to know. I teach everyone about the cap out there. The media finally learned. I changed the game. Finally, this is the year we did it. I finally started seeing them, understanding how it goes. So I'm doing my best. If you ever see anyone out there throwing out misinformation, you ever need me, feel free to tag me, throw up that Batman signal. I'll be right there, dude. So just trying to change the game, get people understanding what they're talking about, because, man, I got tired of hearing these nerds that have never picked up a football telling us how the Eagles were going to suck. Laughable. But ladies and gentlemen, have yourselves a great Friday night. I will be back either tomorrow or Sunday with that defensive show. Hope you're excited for that one, because it is going to be a barn burner. And maybe I'll just make it for Monday so it's not drifting out here, because I've got some things planned, but whatever. How about this? I'll come back tomorrow regardless. We'll see what it is, but I'll let you know what's going on with the defensive show. That is going to be, well, that's my favorite one every year, and I know you guys enjoy it, just breaking down how those things work, what a Sam linebacker is, what a Will linebacker is, because you remember when we signed Reddick and all of those big content creators are like, we finally got a middle linebacker. And it was like, that's not our middle linebacker. I don't know what's happening here, but so much misinformation. We're going to keep changing the game around here. If you need me, let me know. You want to continue talking some birds? Drop that comment down below. If you got anything from this, do me a favor, hit that like button. You can always subscribe at that little button down there. Turn that little notification bell on. You'll know when we're going live or when I drop one on you. But I hope you're all having a great start to your weekend. I hope you're enjoying this beautiful weather. But until next time, I am Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. You all stay safe out there. And as always, say it with me now. Even the Justins out there who are saying it later with their wives watching, that really meant something to me, man. I loved it. So let's do it together now, folks. Go Birds!